Am I the asshole? Hey bookwormies, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be reading Reddit AITAs, which translates to Am I the Asshole stories, which is pretty much on Reddit. People post bookish stories. Well, not really. Like maybe like they bought a book for somebody and like something went wrong and stuff like that, and they're like, am I in the wrong here? And like people comment back, and you know what? And I decided let's read some of these and see what people are talking about. This is a very random video, but I saw somebody doing a crochet version of this and it interested me, it piqued my interest. So I have Reddit opened, I wrote AITA book edition, and we are going to be reading through a few of these stories. Some of these stories are really long, like paragraphs long. Some of these are a bit shorter, but they give us all the deets. So I'm going to be reading them aloud to you guys, and we are going to be discussing. I'm going to be discussing to you guys, and you guys in the comments down below can say if you agree or disagree. And remember, this is a safe space. I'm not here to fully judge others unless they say, oh, my partner burnt all my books down and I want to divorce them, and I'll be like, yes, please do. Because if they burnt on purpose, they burnt my books, I will also. But you know, like this is just for funsies, so let's not take this too seriously.
I hate when people go around and they're just like, no, you're lying. There's no way you read that many books. Excuse me? Do you know me? Do you know what I waste my free time on? No. Maybe if you went so focused on your phone or whatever the fuck you're doing in your free time, you could also read that many books. No, you don't do that. You don't go out and do that.
I'll try to, okay? Anyways, let's... Oh my god, there's one that I see, it's the first one, but I really feel like I need to read it for the sake, so it's AITA for accidentally destroying someone's book. Now, let's see if it's accident or not, and do we think they're in the wrong or not? Okay. So last week I borrowed one of my friend's book. We're not that close, but we both share a love of reading. I was reading said book while in the bath and led me to accidentally dropping it in the tub. Okay. This is something I'm literally scared of, so this is like a nightmare come true. Like, I don't really do baths a lot. Like, maybe I'll do them once a year in my house, or like maybe if I'm in a hotel, I'll maybe do it for funsies, but like usually I just shower. So, you know, but like that is like one of my worst nightmares. But anyways, the pages are ruined and the book has expanded quite a bit, but in my opinion, it's still readable. Of course, though, I still felt guilty and I offered to replace it. She refused and said that I shouldn't worry about it. Accidents happen, blah, blah, blah. But it turns out she's going behind my back and telling all our mutual friends about it. She isn't saying it directly, but she's heavily implying that I didn't try to do anything about it. I'm pretty sure I'm NTA, which means not the asshole, not in the wrong. But so my friends say I should be the bigger person and replace her book. However, I'm feeling quite hurt and now very reluctant to purchase something for her. So what should I do about it? Should I just ignore it? Okay, she said like then afterwards there's an edit that was added to her like main post after she saw a few comments, and she said she offered to replace it like 5 or 6 times, but each time she said not to worry about it, that it would just be a waste of money if I decided to replace it. After all, I've already read it, she said to me multiple times. About the bath controversy, I often read books in the bath to relax a bit in the evening. My friends know this and even does it herself. She said, I also mentioned that those were probably my plans, and she didn't show any expression of discomfort or whatever. In fact, she slightly encouraged me by saying something like, I'm so jealous, I've got work later, so I don't have time to relax. Jealous in like a friendly, joking way. Okay. And also some people were wondering if it was like extra special, like it's our favorite book, or it was a special edition. She said it wasn't a special edition, nor was it sentimental. And the book, the book that she got wet was The Open Water by Caleb Nelson. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you destroy the property, even if it's not on purpose, like, I don't know. For me, it's just like until to a certain extent, I am people pleasing. If I destroy somebody else's property, I will go out and buy them what I destroyed because I just feel bad. So honestly, I would just go, like, I wouldn't even ask like, hey, do you want me to replace that? I would just honestly, like, I would say, hey, I finished the book, but I accidentally destroyed your copy. But here is actually a new copy. I really felt bad about the situation, and I'd give her that one, and then also maybe give her even the watered down version, just in case. Maybe if she really had sentimental value to it, like maybe she had a few annotations in there, and she still wanted those annotations, or for whatever fucking reason, I would still give it to her. I don't know. I'd give her like a new copy and maybe the old one. I don't know, that's just me. Like, I get that it was an accident and everything like that. And, like, yeah, she did say, oh, don't buy me a new one. But I feel like to a certain point, maybe she was expecting her maybe to buy a new version. And the fact that she or he didn't, she was like, okay, but I'm not going to ask that. Like, because I wouldn't either. I'd just be like, oh. And, like, I'd secretly buy a new version myself. I don't know. Like, is it a bit mean that she went behind the main person's back and been like, oh, yeah, she destroyed my book, even if it was an accident? Like, I wouldn't do that. But, like, it's okay to be a bit mad because, like, obviously she fucking destroyed your book, you know? But, like, I would still buy her a new version. That's just me. I don't know. Okay, so AITA for refusing to buy my girlfriend's book. So my girlfriend wrote, sold, and published her first book, and I think that is amazing, and I'm proud of her. I believe that I was very supported, participated in beta reading, had my hands in text editing. I did some changes, not on every single page, like suggestions or editing, and gave her a bunch of praise and critique. We celebrated when she sold the book to the publisher, and so I don't believe that as unsupportive. However, she got very angry today because I refused to buy a physical copy of the book. I said that I just don't get this. We live together. What? Her argument is, we live in a small country and every copy sold matters, and I should show support. I replied that the reader should buy her book, not her partner. Anywho, am I the asshole? In this case, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I will check the comments later, but I feel like you should still buy your girlfriend's book, even though like you live together and like she probably has her own copy, maybe that the publisher gifted to her to see how like the final copy would look like or whatever. But I would still buy just because I love, like if I love my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whoever, like my special person, I will buy it. I will buy their book and be like, yes, I'm so proud of you. You wrote your own fucking book. I am like so, like I don't know. That's sort of like I feel like it's just like basic supporting of like it's basic to just go and support your special someone. Like even if my best friend or my friend just published a book, I would still go out and buy their book because I'm supporting them. Like doesn't matter if we live together or not. Like I would still do that. Like even if you share a shared income or whatever, like it's just a book, just buy it. It's just a nice thing to do to really show your support. Like I get helping her with editing and all that. That's sweet of you, but like also just buying the book out there is just I feel like that's a different sort of to support. I might even just go out. This is like I feel like maybe it's an extra thing, but like going out and like maybe I'd also gift it to a few of her friends or something, But like I would still go out and buy the book. I don't get the points. Like if you have the money for it, it's not too expensive. Probably it's between 10 to 20 euros. Probably I'm gonna take a gander. I don't think it's any more expensive than that. But like I would still buy it. But that's because I want to be proud of it and I would go out to do that. And my AITA for not buying my daughter the book she wanted. Okay. Okay, so my 12-year-old daughter recently got money for her birthday given by her stepmom. She has been talking a lot about a show called Hamilton recently. So when we were passing a bookstore, I asked if she wanted anything. She said no, she didn't really have any books in mind. So I asked if the show she was talking about Hamilton had a book. She didn't know, so she had to research. We went to see if the shop had it. Turns out it didn't, but then the woman at the desk said it would be restocked in 3 to 4 weeks. I asked if she was fine with waiting or wanted a different book, as I saw Percy Jackson on sale. She said she could wait, so I asked how expensive the book was, and it was expensive. If we bought it, it would use up all her birthday money, but she said it was fine. Instead, I told her to just wait until November when her aunt was coming from Britain, but she said she didn't want to wait and was fine with using her money, as she didn't really want to buy anything else. But to be honest, I wasn't fine with it since it's so expensive. It's probably really thick, and I don't want her to spend all her birthday money on a book she'll probably only spend 1 week reading because she could read 400-page stories in 3 days' time. After we left the bookstore, I told her this, and she said, okay, but hasn't been talking to me except when asking when meals are ready. I honestly feel like I am not in the wrong, as I didn't want her to waste her birthday money, and besides, her aunt can give her the book in a few months, as she is a little wealthy and enjoys spoiling the kids in the family. And also, she can't afford to watch the play as they can't afford Disney Plus, and even if she could, her daughter still wanted the book. Okay, honestly, like, I feel like she is still in the wrong, because it is her birthday money, it's the daughter's birthday money. If that is all she really thought of wanting to buy, I would just be like, okay, this is your money, you choose it. Like, I feel like, unless if she's not blowing it off on, like, I don't know, something really stupid, I don't see the point. First of all, books are educational. Obviously, I'm biased, I love books, so anytime somebody would say, like, oh yeah, I want to go spend my money and read books, I'll be like, your money, and I'm going to support you all the way through. But, like, I feel like the mom is a bit in the wrong, because she's like, hey, you can get whatever you want. Do you want to go in and get something from here? And the daughter's like, yes, sure. And then she finds something she wants, and the mom's like, actually, wait, no, this is too expensive, because then you use up all your birthday money. Just wait a few months. Like, I don't know. I would just be like, it is her birthday money. She can do whatever she wants, and he kind of sort of said that. And she earlier offered that she could buy, even without knowing the price. But, like, still, it's her birthday money. She could use it on what she wants. Yeah, like, I don't know. That's just me. I feel like she is sort of in the wrong, the mom, because, like, like, I don't know. That just sort of kind of irks me, because, like, it's her choice. Like, she's sort of gave her the choice to get whatever she wants, and then after she's like, no, actually, you can't do that. So that bit annoys me. So I don't know. That's something not the best. Okay. Okay, AITA for the way I read books. So let's see this, because I feel like there are sometimes people here that are, like, sometimes people on the internet that are like, oh, that is not reading when you audiobook or something like that. So I want to see what this one is about. Early on in our relationship, my boyfriend lent me the first book of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives. It's a very lengthy book. When he brought it over, I incorrectly assumed that it was a copy that no one had read because the spine of the book was completely unbent, and it looked like it could have directly come off a bookstore shelf. I read and enjoyed the book. When I returned it, he commented on how rough I was on books. I was confused because I thought I had returned it in good condition. None of the pages were ripped or marked or written on. I used a bookmark to mark the place the whole time I was reading. Turns out what he meant was there were places in the spine of the book where you could tell the book has been opened, which I thought was normal after reading a paperback book, especially one that is over 1,200 pages. I asked last night if I could borrow the next book in the series. He said no because I trashed the last one. I mean, fair enough, he's allowed to have rules for his things, but I'm curious what other people think. Is it a reasonable expectation that someone not crease the spine of a 1,200 page mass market paperback? Honestly, like, I don't think she is in the wrong. Like, I don't love it when my books have creases in them, but like, I don't know, she did, like, to a certain extent, I don't think it matters too much. Like, I have books that are like super duper thick, and no matter how hard I tried not to bend them so they wouldn't have creases, it anyways can happen. And like, I get the preference of not wanting the creases, because that's also sort of my preference. I like to think that they're like new so that they don't have any imperfections, but I feel like you can tell the girlfriend didn't go out of their way to bend it, break it, you know? She didn't do that. It was just an accident, and it is a thick book, 1,200 pages. If it's not a floppy version of it, then I understand that it would happen. Like, if I lend somebody an 1,200 page book, I would expect for it to come back with creases. Unless if, I don't know, they gave up on reading it and there are none. Like, okay, but like, I don't know. I feel like she's not in the wrong there. Like, yes, obviously it's nice if you don't have those creases, but what did you expect? Honestly, that's sort of like my thoughts. Like, and if you really hate it, you can always buy another one. Yeah. I would just honestly, I guess for next time, like, I don't know. It just, that's kind of annoying when somebody's like, they expect, I don't know, guys. For me, this one is just a bit of like, I get why he's a bit mad, but he doesn't have to be so mad about it because, like, it's her book. She can do, well, no, sorry. Wait, no, it isn't. Like, you can't expect that of her or of anyone really, because I would probably, even though I also hate it, I would probably return it and there would be maybe one or two creases in there, maybe even more, because I don't know. I haven't read that book yet in physical copies, so I don't know how it would turn up with me in its hands, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like, okay, let's read this one. AITA for telling my BIL that I wasn't talking to him. He inserted himself to be an asshole about how many books I read. Okay, so BIL, I think, is brother-in-law. Okay, I was on the couch reading and finished up a book. I took out my bookmark and set it down on the coffee table. Mom said, "What number was that?" And I said, 175. My BIL was also there, and he's like, "What is that?" And he said, as in 175th book I have finished this year. He's like, no, you counted wrong. I said, no, I've read 175. He said, no, that's 4 books a week. There's no way I can read 4 books a week, and I must be lying. That was making up a number for glout. Okay, excuse me, what the fuck? That's already kind of irking me. He shrugged because I really don't care what he thinks. He started saying, prove it, and demanding that I show him my list of books. I handed him my phone with my Goodreads. He started saying, you aren't actually reading 175 real books. Talk to me when you're actually reading books with substance and not just brain candy, trashy smut beach reads. What the hell? I think he said that because one of the books I read was literally called Beach Read. Mind you, it was one of the 5 total romances I read because I don't really enjoy them. I read a little bit of everything last year. I don't really like fantasy or dystopias or science fiction, but I read a few of those too. I just like to read. Anyways, I was annoyed and I said, okay, well, I wasn't actually talking to you in the first place. My mom spoke to me directly. Nobody asked you. He looked at me for like 15 seconds with this pissed off look and then left. Probably an hour later, my sister came stomping by with my niece and asked what my problem was and why I was being so rude to BIL. I said he gets what he gives. She said that if I'm having conversation in public place in the house, then anyone has a right to join in, and if I don't like it, talk in private. Okay, no, she is not the issue here. He's just mad that he can't read more. Honestly, I hate when people go around, like, I think I had a podcast episode on this where I was talking about reading goals and all that. I posted at the start of this year where people would go out onto the internet, and this happens every year like clockwork, but like it's where people start getting mad seeing like, oh, somebody goes out and says, oh, I read 200 books this year, and they're like, no, you didn't. There's no way. You're lying. Excuse me. I feel like that's such an issue because, like, what do you care? Were you there when they were reading that amount of books? No. Do you personally know them? Did you see that they were reading, I don't know, a children's book for their reads? I don't know. Like, if you're not there, I don't know. I hate when people go out of their way to be like, no, you never read that many. There's no way you did. You're probably lying. Okay. That is just way too much for me because I hate that.
I hate when people go around and they're just like, no, you're lying. There's no way you read that many books. Excuse me? Do you know me? Do you know what I waste my free time on? No. Maybe if you weren't so focused on your phone or whatever the fuck you're doing in your free time, you could also read that many books.
Like, to me, it's just such a dick move to go out and be like, no, there's no way you did that. Like, ugh. Like, I just get so irked out and so annoyed every time with these sorts of situations because what do you know about me? What do you know? Because I personally read 179 books last year, and I didn't go, I don't know, I didn't skim the book. I read each and every book down there. It doesn't mean that I know every single plot point because some people will be like, oh, prove it. Tell me about the plot of the book that you read in like May of 2025. Fuck, I don't know. Just because I read the book doesn't mean I know every single plot point of it. Like, that just kind of annoys me. It's like if I go to somebody and tell them, hey, tell me about the plot about that show that you watched in June of 2025. They probably will know the basic necessities, if anything at all. So to me, going out and being like, oh my god, no way did you do that. Girl, you don't know anything. You can't go around and saying that. Like, I don't know. That's I just got triggered by that. But she's for sure not the one in the fault. In this case, he's for sure in the fault. Probably jealous himself, so I don't know. This is just something that I will always be annoyed at. So yeah. I'm done. This is just really annoying. This is a weird one. AITA for turning a book my mom gave me into a secret compartment book. Okay, this is a bit weird. Okay, you've probably seen this book, but it's what it says: a book that is hauled out to hold something like an engagement ring, weed, money, etc. When I was 16, my mom gave me this book called The Care and Keeping of Husbands, a self-help book. Yes, my mom is super conservative and into family values and thinks that a woman's place is in the kitchen. And yes, she thought this was a good idea for a 16th birthday present to when my friends were getting cars or nice jewelry or designer bags. Sometime later, I found a tutorial on how to make a secret compartment book and decided to use that book as a guinea pig. It didn't work, so I hid the mangled book in my backpack so I could dispose it at school. Well, my mom found it while snooping through my backpack, freaked out, and proceeded to ground me for the next month. We don't talk to each other anymore, but when we did, she always brought up how I'm an asshole for ruining her birthday present to me and how that book will help me make my future husband happy, which would be fun and dandy, but I literally had no other use for the book. I'm asexual and I have no interest in getting a husband ever. It does boil down to this: AITA for ruining my mom's birthday present to me. I feel like you are not. It is a gift. So you can do whatever you want with it. Like, she can't, I don't know. I feel like she was sort of pushing her values towards you. And I feel like in this case, you are not in the fault. Like, obviously, maybe she's like, oh, you ruined the book. But like, it's, if your mom gave you to borrow it and then give it back to her because it's her favorite book or whatever, then like, I get it. I would be mad too. But if you give it to her if she gave it to you as a gift, honestly, I feel like you can expect her to do whatever the hell she wants with the book. I don't see the point. And like, I feel like maybe, or if, let's say it was still a gift, but let's say it was something sentimental value. Let's say it was like a old book that was passed down generations and the daughter knew that. Then I guess I understand why she would be mad, because like, obviously, like, oh, it's this super old special edition copy of it. Okay, but like, I don't know. It's only to a certain extent I would understand maybe, but in this case, with what I'm hearing, it feels more like she is not in the wrong at all. So yeah. That's that. Let's see, what else? I'm not going through the stories pretty quickly. Okay, AITA for expecting an apology from my girlfriend for indirectly ruining one of my books. Okay, that's an interesting one. My girlfriend and I share a flat, and for the last few years, my girlfriend has stored a can of Coca-Cola with her name in one of our shared bookshelves. This morning, I discovered that the can had started to leak, most likely due to temperature variations. And while cleaning it up, I noticed that one of my books is ruined. When I showed my girlfriend the leak and the damage of the book, she basically said, "What a pity." I didn't press the subject immediately, but a few hours later, I told her it would have been nice to hear her say that she was sorry that my book is ruined. She refused to and claims that it is not her fault, as she could not have expected the can to start leaking. I kind of agree in the sense that I wouldn't have expected the can to start leaking either, but I just know that if the situation would be reversed and something I owned somehow damaged one of her books, I would be mortified and thinking very hard about how I could replace the book or otherwise make it up to her. When I told her so, she let me know that she thinks I'm out of my mind if I expect an apology for what happened. I'm aware that this is a minor issue, but I'm annoyed at how she completely refused to see my point of view. Since she was not receptive at all I told her was I told her we would talk about it later, and she said something along the lines of, "Let's not, it's not worth it for this BS." Now I'm even more pissed off, and we're not on speaking terms right now. Am I overreacting? I feel like he is not in the wrong in this situation, because like, okay, I get the fact you did not expect for the can to leak and ruin one of the books. Like, that's totally, like, that is not an issue, because like, you couldn't have expected that. But then not saying sorry, at least, because I don't know, if if this situation happened to me and I put a can with my name on it. Like if you guys know what they mean in this situation, it's like the Coca-Cola bottles. Nowhere now there's like names on it, and like maybe you find a Coca-Cola with your name on it, and you decide to put it on display. First of all, I feel like I would just drink it and then maybe leave it. I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like she should have maybe drank it, but whatever. If that happened and then it leaked, I would still be sorry. I would at least say sorry. Like, okay, buying a new book or like yeah, to a certain extent, I might go out and buy it because to a certain extent, I feel like you should go out and do that for them. But at least say sorry. I feel like that's the bare minimum to go and be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that would happen. So I feel like in this case, he's not in the wrong. She is. She should at least say like, well, she's in the wrong for not saying sorry, and I don't know. And I feel like it's not only about the can. I feel like maybe it is something else going on that sort of went. But yeah. I feel like you should at least apologize, if not do more. It's a minimum to say sorry about what happened. Okay, am I AITA for insulting my friend's book? Okay, I have been part of a writing circle for the past 2 years. The goal is to proofread what people have written, give critique, and that sort of thing. About 6 months ago, Abby joined the group, and we hit it off, exchanged numbers, and began texting a lot outside of meetings about our respective books. There were a few things off. She'd leave out details of the book and refer to her characters as character A and B, or the main character, love interest, best friend, and whatnot. I didn't mind too much. Maybe she wasn't sure on names or something, but she also never let me read the story and would only recap what was going on, giving enough context so that I could help her decide what direction her book could go in. After a while, I realized that she wasn't writing a book, but fan fiction for a popular franchise. I really hate fan fiction. It rips off someone else's hard work, is lazy, and written by teenagers who can't write. Abby knows how I feel about fan fiction. When I confronted her to tell me, told me she didn't want to tell me because she knew I'd react badly. She's not writing a proper book. She's ripping off someone else's hard work and benefiting from it. Of course, I'd react badly, especially since she lied to me about it. She brought it up at the last club meeting, and some other members mentioned how some fan fictions have become their own books and been very popular. They brought up after 50 Shades of Grey and City of Bones, all of which are badly written books, and prove my point. They're popular, not well written, but they all called me an asshole anyway. And the leader said that Abby's still welcome at the club because all writing is writing, and she's very passionate about her fan fiction like everyone else is about their books. I feel like in this sense, she is sort of in the fault, not Abby, the main person, because okay, I get okay, you don't like fan fiction, but going outwards and be like, oh my god, you write fan fiction, ew, disgusting, how dare you do that? That's why you were lying to me. First of all, she has no obligation to tell you what she is writing. She could tell you absolutely nothing, and that's totally fine too. Maybe she was private about it. There's so many situations where she does not have to tell you what she's writing, what she's doing. She has no obligation at all, first of all. Okay, first of all. Second of all, going out and afterwards also being mean about it, being like, oh my god, it's disgusting. First of all, what do you care? And I feel like it's not really ripping off anybody's work. I feel like a lot of times fanfictions first are posted on Wattpad and AO3, which are free. To my sense of what I know from what I've read on Wattpad, it's free stories that people post on there. A lot of times they're fan fiction from popular book series, such as Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, all of that. And then they're just taken off of some characters from that series or book, and there are different plots, different stories, totally different ones. Maybe the characters in this sense have a bit of a different personality. So I feel like it isn't ripping off. It's not like it's not like, I don't know, somebody goes out and publishes a book that is literally exactly the same as another popular book series and then just change the names and call it a day. If that happened and they are earning money over ripping off somebody else's work, I would totally understand that. I would totally be annoyed too, But then this is a fan fiction. It is just, they take some characters' names, maybe their personalities, maybe since the author has already built up a world, it's easy for them to write, and they just write for the heart of it. It's free work that's out there for anybody to read. They're not ripping off any money, they're not doing something insane, you know? And if they do go out to publish those stories, they change the names, maybe they actually build up a world on it, and all of that, to traditionally publish it. It's sort of like if you take the Manacled and Alchemized. Manacled is a Hermione fanfic made by Cindy Yu. I think she first posted it on Wattpad or something like that, and it was really, really popular. And obviously it's about the characters from Harry Potter, so they're probably less world building, so people already know the world and how it works. But then it was a different story in this case, because in the actual Harry Potter series, if nobody knows this, but I'm pretty sure everybody here knows this, but Harry Potter ends up with a different character. Oh wait, no, sorry. That Hermione ended up with Ron in the books, but in the Manacled, it is Hermione and Draco, so it's totally different. Draco's a bit of a different character. It's not the same story at all. It's a different take on it. She took two characters from that series and just created a whole new world sort of with it. Well, not really, but like a different plot. And afterwards, she wanted to traditionally publish it, so she changed the names, she built up on the world building and all of that, and sent it off to be traditionally published. I haven't at least heard anybody go out and talk about it and be like, oh no, you ripped off um J.K. Rowling's work. So like, I don't know. I don't see the issue here with fan fiction. I don't know. I feel like she, and plus it is a writing club, and she can write whatever the fuck she wants. So yeah, that's sort of my take on it. I feel like the main character is the asshole. The girl Abby, she can write her fan fiction. She could post on Wattpad or anything, or she could change the names, build up a world building, and publish it and all of that. She could do whatever the fuck she wants. She's not going off and ripping somebody else's work off, putting the entire story the same and just changing the names and publishing it. That's not what she's doing. So I don't see the issue here at all. AITA because I don't want to throw away my books because my boyfriend doesn't like them and getting angry when he tried to get rid of them. Okay, my camera just turned off. I just saw that. I've been talking for over an hour, but for over half an hour. This will be my last story, or the next one will be. But let's read this one first. I'm a huge nerd and bookworm, so my book collections are rather impressive. My boyfriend of 3 years and I have just moved in together and proves to be more challenging than I originally thought. As mentioned above, my book collection is rather large, but he never mentioned anything about it, and the books will be in my office anyway. However, there seems to be a slight issue he has always had that he only now mentioned. I was raised trilingual and I learned English later in life as well. So technically, I speak 4 languages, with English being my weakest, so apologies for any mistakes. Because of that, my book collection is rather diverse, including books in all 4 languages. If I can, I prefer to read the book in a language that it was originally written in, and only reach for translation if I don't speak the language. This has never been a problem, and David never mentioned anything about this until now. He was helping me unpack the books, and I had noticed that he put all non-English books in a separate pile. I asked him about that, and he said that we didn't need them and to throw them away. I said that you never throw books away, you donate them instead, but I didn't plan on getting rid of any of my books. He argued that it was pointless to keep books not in English as they only took up space, and they're only for show, and no one but me even reads them. I told him, hey, they are my books. I was considering downsizing my collection if it was a space issue, but since we have the space and they're in my office, I'm not getting rid of them. He got really annoyed, so I told him that I didn't need his help anymore. Yesterday I went for coffee with a friend, and when I got home, I found my bookshelves to be mostly empty, with some candles and figurines placed where my books used to be. I asked where they were, and he told me it was a surprise, and I came back home too early. His mom came over and helped me get rid of all my useless books, then backed them up and put it in his car, and he was about to take them to the skip. I was absolutely furious, and he told me I could always replace them with books in English. I grabbed all my books and went to my office. I installed the locks on my office door so he can't throw them away, but I was so very confused about all this. To top this off, his sisters called me, one of them screaming her head off because I'm an inconsiderate person, and to get off my high horse and stop pretending I am better than everyone else. Am I the asshole here? Okay. You are not. I can tell you the main character is not. The boyfriend is so in the fault. Excuse me. Okay. I also am a polyglot. I speak 4 languages. I have books, well, mainly in English, because English is my best language in this case, but I have books in other languages. If somebody went out of their way and threw out my books, because they weren't in English, and so they couldn't read them except for me, I'm sorry, I would get out of there so fast. I would get super mad at them probably. I would grab those books and stop being friends with them, or in this case, stop being in a relationship with them, because I'm sorry. Okay. Let me calm down for a second and rephrase everything before I go out of my way. Okay, I do not understand that idea of, oh my god, I can't read this book, so I'm gonna throw it away. I'm sorry, it's her entire book collection, first of all. It's her money. She used her money to buy those books. It's probably a bunch of books because she said she has an extensive collection. That is a lot of money, first of all. Second of all, going out and being like, oh my god, it's not a language that I can read, so we cannot have this in our house. No, it's not a space issue. It's not a space issue at all for you. It's going to be in her office. Okay, it's not going to be in the living room. It's not going to be overtaking anything that's maybe a communal space. It is in her office. It's her in her own space. Okay? And then afterwards, it's her books. It's her books. Maybe they have sentimental value. What do you know? What do you know if it's a sentimental value or not? You can't just go out and get rid of those books because you don't want them there. No. It's like going out and being like, oh, you have a dog. I hate that breed, so I'm going to get rid of it. No, that you don't do that. You don't go out and do that. If she wanted to donate her books, that's a different issue. She can go donate, she can do whatever she wants because those are her books. But going out and getting rid of them just because they're not in a language that you speak maybe or want in your house, that is not happening. That is not happening. You can go out and if he had an issue with it and he knew about it earlier, he should have just said, hey, I actually don't really like this. I'm actually going to just break it off because I know that afterwards I'm going to make a big deal about this. I'd rather he do that than go out and literally get rid of her books without her permission. No. Okay. I feel like I need to stop this video now because I'm getting really riled up about all these stories. So yeah. But the last one is, she is not in the fault, he is. That's it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me riled up. Comment down below if you agree with my opinions. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Just be respectful in the comments. That's all I care about. But yeah, anyways, comment down below if you guys enjoyed this, if you want a part 2, because there are a bunch of more stories in there. These are just some of the main ones that I found that I thought were interesting. But yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!